Brian, it's been a while. We're back though.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's probably been a few weeks. We had Stephanie Rosenthal in last. Right?
That was the last time.
Was it her or was it
No.
John? I can't remember.
No, I think it was her.
Was it Stephanie?
Yeah. See, it's been that long.
It's been a hot minute, but Stephanie's episode went great. Still getting a lot of engagement. A month later, we're still getting a tremendous amount of engagement on our content and episodes being downloaded. People love the movie Casino.
Yeah.
They love finding more about her.
I think the fact that they can still have a piece of that history still around
Yes.
is a big thing.
Absolutely. How was your Halloween, by the way?
It was good. It was a little exhausting because I just got back from traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was good.
What'd you dress up as?
So I always get to be the accessory item. My family, we pick a theme. So a couple years ago, it was Moana. So my son was Maui, my wife was Moana, and I got to be the chicken.
Love that.
The year after that was Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So son Jack, wife Sally, I was Oogie Boogie. This year we did Ghostbusters, and I spent 3 weeks building, programming 2 real-life proton packs, one at full size and one at 75% for
Those
my
proton
son.
packs are like the backpacks.
The backpacks, the full backpacks. And I didn't even get to wear it because I got to be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I love that for you.
Yeah. So
I also love the fact that you sent me photos of what this proton pack looks like, and you're not posting on Jawa Junction, your YouTube channel.
Yeah, my wife was pretty upset. I think it was because it was so rushed. It was like my son didn't know what he wanted to be for Halloween, and then last minute he was like, I want to be a Ghostbuster. Which, by the way, he's never seen the movie, so I don't even know why he wanted to be a Ghostbuster stuff.
Here's what I like about you, and I say this sarcastically. I don't like this about you. You worked so hard to monetize your YouTube channel, Jawa Junction. You got the subscriber limit that you needed. You got the watch hours that you needed. And as soon as you got monetized, you just stopped posting.
Yeah, I know.
But
Work got a little crazy. And
work got a little crazy, but you're running out of excuses. That was like 6 months
I actually
ago.
have a video on one of the hard drives of these one of the SD cards of these cameras that I need to edit and post, and it's ready to go.
Have you seen this? There's this new way that people are making money on YouTube now. Are you ready for this? So the newest trend, and I've found this out just by happenstance. You go to Suno.com, that website that I use to create the random jingles and bullshit songs. It's all AI. You just kind of tell it what you want. And this is not an advertisement for Suno at all. I'm just telling you what they're doing. So what you do is you make 10 or 12 of a specific type of genre song, right? And you put them all together. So now you have this 12-song, one long audio file. You throw on this AI artwork of John Wick or the guy from Peaky Blinders or whatever, and you call it, Deep Blues playlist. And what you do is you upload that to YouTube. It's an hour-and-a-half long video now.
And people just listen to the
people
entire
just
thing.
listen in the background. And now what you're doing is you're getting a tremendous amount of watch hours because I found myself.
But no one's actually watching; they're just listening.
They're just listening.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to watch. It's just an image. But you're hitting that monetization threshold like that. You worked how long to get to that threshold?
I mean, you have to get it within a year, and I was a couple months from missing the deadline.
These guys are getting it within weeks. And I realized that because I Shazammed one of the songs. I was like, damn, this is a good song. It kind of took me out of my work zone. And I tried to Shazam it. I couldn't find it. I looked up the lyrics, couldn't find it. And I looked at the comments, and I realized that people are making them AI songs and they're uploading it. And that's how they're making money.
I give it a very short amount of time before those become demonetized.
It's a new trend for sure, but YouTube, eventually will demonetize it. Figure out a way to be no. And that's good because we have local artists come on, local performers.
People need to be true creators and not just
AI
sluts.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Was that aggressive? Was that too aggressive for you?
I mean, listen.
Sorry, it's a sensitive
I still use AI a lot. It freaks me out. I used AI to program that entire proton pack.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works. AI is the future for sure. But I do want to talk to someone who also knows how to make money a little bit more of a legit way. We have a guest here in studio. Did you know that? Did you know that, Brian?
Oh, yeah. I can see him right across the room.
There he is. Rich Robledo. Thank you so much for coming on, man. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Rich Robledo, you are the founder of the Robledo Group. You're the founder of Cigars and Conversations. You're a +4 handicap on the golf course. And you're just an awesome guy overall. I've done my homework on you, and I like what I see.
So you must have gotten the +4 from somewhere else, 'cause I'm 26.
We'll keep that between us, girls. We'll just keep that between us. We don't have to share that online. But no, this is exciting. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be great.
Let's go. They call me Pastor Rich for a reason.
Who calls you Pastor Rich? I've never heard that. That's not in my research that I've done.
There it is.
First of all, you're a big cigar guy, huh?
I am. So each cigar has a palate. I am a light guy.
Okay.
Right. And then the biggest thing for me is the size. Right. So you can go from a cigar that you can smoke within, 30 minutes, like a small nub, to a Churchill, which takes a couple of hours.
Okay.
Right. And it's usually, my mood. Right. If I know I've got some time, if I've got to decompress, and it drives my wife crazy. Right. Because I consider a cigar where it slows time down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like that one.
Let's go
I
deeper
like
on
that one.
Right? So when you're sitting down how much time you want to give it, right? And then it gives me that time to ponder, to think, to reflect, and it makes your shoulders naturally drop.
Love that.
Right? I don't drink, so it gives me something to share by myself. I love sharing cigars with others. And it's an incredible conversation, right? That's why I started Cigars Conversation. It just gives a group of people a space to decompress, not talk about work, and talk about life, vision, dreams, family, and stresses.
Well said. Brian, write that down. You got that?
It's recorded.
Okay, good. Wow, that was awesome.
You didn't expect that.
I wasn't ready for that one. I didn't.
Yeah. I didn't think of it either. I had a good friend of mine, Guillaume Valet, did a toast once, right? And it's always other friends give you their opinions, and then you kind of make them your own. And he did a toast, and he goes, "Hey, everybody, let's all stop, be present, and thank Rich for giving us this space."
Wow.
Let's think about the people that we are giving a livelihood when we buy the cigars. Let's look at those around us and be present and enjoy each other.
Damn. That was good.
Right? And it's I had a mentor. I've got a mentor who is very busy. However, when we smoke a cigar, he gives me the full attention. And that's really when I just listen. Because he will puff and he will think and he will give me a nugget, right? And that's what cigars have done for me. It has literally just slows down time.
It's interesting how something that you do for aesthetic purposes, it just looks like it's something you're just enjoying, something you're doing.
Yeah.
But there's a deeper meaning behind it, and you don't really experience that unless you actually are experiencing it.
Correct.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I'm a rookie to the cigars. Now, on social media, it might look like I know what I'm doing, but every time I sit with somebody and they are a cigar smoker longer than me, they will share something with me about it and how they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? Which makes each cigar is a new experience.
Lovely. That's fantastic. Well, let's do a quick rundown. I want to learn a little bit more about you. You've been in the real estate game for what, about 20 years or so?
22.
22 years. Something I've noticed is, especially on your social media, on your personal account, on your business account, you focus on luxury real estate. Like you don't sell fixer-uppers or anything like that. You're really focusing on the high rises or the beautiful homes in Summerlin and Henderson and wherever, right?
Well, I do, but I focus on my clients. So somebody asked me that the other day. She went to my social media. I haven't helped her in 14 years. And she goes, "Rich, I felt uncomfortable calling you because I know what you're selling now. This year I sold a house for $235,000.
Really?
Correct. It was a friend who helped somebody buy this home 7 years ago to help one of his friend's son.
Okay.
The son now requires a little bit more help, and he goes, "Rich, we need to sell this because he's going to move in with his aunt." So everything from 235 to 12 million.
Wow.
Right? So I really focus more on the client, and the property type and the dollar amount is just
Added extra.
It's just added extra bonus, right? I've been extremely blessed and fortunate to have my group of friends in 22 years have elevated themselves in business, which means their homes have increased in prices as well.
One of the things that I noticed with you in your content that you share online is you not only sell homes, but it seems like you sell a lifestyle. You know, you dress nice, you're out with well-established people here in town, drive nice cars. Is that on purpose, or is that just happenstance that's just the life that you live?
Just happenstance, right? It's just, I lived the life that 20 years ago I set out that I always wanted, right? But I also had a life coach, you know, a business coach tell me, he goes, Rich, we want to help you live a life by design, not by default, right? So it's been curated. I'm living the dream I set out 15 years ago.
Do you feel like you'd be as successful if you drove a 1980 station wagon that you see in like National Lampoon's Vacation?
Yep.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah. Between 2006 and 2008, I had probably 7 friends commit suicide.
Really?
Yeah.
This is during the housing crash, right?
The housing crash.
Yeah.
So during that time, I learned that anything material is given to me as a loan from God. And he at any time can call that back.
Sure.
So I lost material attachment when I saw others struggle so hard to keep it.
Was that time probably, I'm assuming so, but was that time one of the lowest times of your life? If not the lowest?
It was probably one of the happiest times in my life.
You have to explain that to me.
Right. Because I was fortunate to have older mentors who kind of told me it's just a cycle, Rich. Everybody's going to come out of it, continue to do what you're doing, and you're going to be okay. Right. So it was, my monthly expenses were almost nil compared to what they are now. Right. And I had somebody tell me once, like, I want to be like you. I want to have everything you have. And I said, well, you can have it, but you also have to earn every day to keep it. Right. And I was driving a car that was in my mother's name.
Yep.
I was in a 2-bedroom condo with dirty carpet.
Yeah.
And it was blissful. The stress comes when you start to achieve success and you've got to work harder to keep it. But slowly, the little things add up, right? The nicer car, country club memberships, other things slowly come into your life. And then before you know it, it takes a lot to maintain a lifestyle.
That was so like 08, the 06, 08 era was a tough time for a lot of families. Fast forward to now, and we don't have to get political or anything like that, but fast forward to now, I think it's safe to say that there are families and people out there that are struggling today.
Correct.
What would you take from what you experienced then? And you obviously made it out the other end. You came out and exceeded expectations, I'm sure even for yourself. For somebody that may be listening to this or watching this and feeling like this is their lowest time, but they're in a similar situation. They have, they're hardworking, they're dedicated to pull themselves out of this hole. They just don't know where. How would you give them advice today on this is what you need to do to get where you are 20 years from now, be happy again?
I think in the moment of despair, you forget what you're working hard for, right? I think we all should have a vision that we chase. And sometimes when you're chasing that vision, your head is down so much that you forget to look up.
Sure.
Right? So keep your head down, but don't forget to breathe, look up, and good is the new great, right? Because you never know what somebody is going through. Right? And I think as long as you remember, this is what I'm working for. I don't have 9 to 5. I work 24/7, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't think that there's balance when you want to be super successful. That you've got to chase that vision that you've set out for yourself and for your family. And I think sometimes people get lost in what that vision should be.
What are you chasing now? Where you are in life right now, what are you chasing?
Raising two good humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told somebody today, the goal used to be to have an elementary school named after me.
Okay.
Right? And I figured if you do enough goodwill in the community, that the school district's going to acknowledge you and name a school after you.
Sure.
Now I'm just trying to raise two good humans. I've got a 12-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, be good humans.
Yeah.
Right? Amongst all of the struggle, just be good kids. Right? Do a little bit better than mom and dad did.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. One of the things that you brought up in one of the other interviews you've done is you talked about one of your mentors mentioning having a PhD and what not to do. Can you kind of elaborate of how that conversation got brought up and what that means?
Yeah.
I really like that line.
So it was during the last recession. I had a friend of mine tell me he was in a home in Park City.
Okay.
And I'm going through all of this loss. And he asked me, he goes, why did you get into real estate? And I said, well, I wanted to get into real estate to help people. He goes, tell me the truth. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, you didn't get into real estate to help a lot of people. Why did you get in? I said, well, I got in to make a lot of money. He goes, are people in your industry still making a lot of money? I said, yeah, but they're doing this. He goes, that's not what I'm asking you. I said, are people still making a lot of money? I said, yeah. He goes, change the plan. Right? And he also told me, he goes, there are two different people in life, those that create wealth and those who protect wealth. He goes, your job is to create it. It's your kid's job to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
He
Damn.
goes, go make it. He goes, the biggest mistakes or the biggest regrets I have now, Rich, is because we hang out with friends that have money, is having them talk me out of decisions I should have made. Because they are protecting and our job is to create. You've got a PhD in what not to do. So go do it again without those mistakes.
There it is. Love that.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great advice. That's fantastic advice.
Yeah. But I've been, once again, fortunate to have older mentors who've kind of just said, hey, shift a little bit. It's not you, it's the market.
Mm.
Double down,
Yep.
and you're going to come out of it.
It's that, I mean, they've experienced it. They've
Yeah.
been through it.
They've saw it.
Yeah. You've been in Vegas for a while now. You've been in Vegas since what, 93 you said?
93.
93. You've seen the city go through all sorts of changes. One of the things that you mentioned that caught my eye is you said a lot of the old school Vegas locals say that they hate the fact that we're becoming LA, but you see it as an opportunity.
Correct.
Why do you say that?
I believe that the city has to grow, right? And the city is changing. So some of the old Las Vegans hate to see it grow and develop into a tier 1 city now with sports. And we've got other decision makers coming in, and always use Bill Foley as the example. When he brought the Golden Knights, he brought his companies here.
Mm-hmm.
He has done tremendous amount for the Valley, right? Opening up, what is that? The city center,
Yep.
right? Where the Golden Knights play. And then he's like, well, if we have something for this side of town, the east side of town needs something as well. So he opened up where the Silver Knights play.
Right.
Right. So you're starting to see more dynamic people move into town. And sometimes the older Las Vegans may not like that because they're not the biggest decision makers anymore.
One of the things that I like about you, and I just so happen to feel a little bit the same way, is no matter how successful, I am or become, I'll never stop being a student. I'm going to continuously be a sponge of information and just take in as much as I can. Because I feel like once you stop doing that, once you stop learning and you think that you don't need to learn more about whatever field or industry that you're in, I feel like that's when you start to fail.
Correct. You never want to be the smartest person in the room. But then with the conversation with AI, there's a lot I can learn from somebody 20 years younger than me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they're in that midst right now. Social media. I mean, I've got to see what some people are doing with that to monetize it is just amazing.
Now you have the Robledo group, but you also have Cigars and Conversations, which we'll get into in a second. Do you implement AI in any of your ventures at all, or are you trying to at least accept it, or what are you doing with it?
I'm looking to accept it. I'm looking to hire somebody who's well versed in that to help me grow all of my brands so I can do more in each one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even the photography, I had a photographer that has helped me, Bob Marley, with Cigars and Conversation, younger kid who sees the power of photography, and he goes, let me help you grow this. And he started doing these photographs for me, and then Cigars and Conversation has just exploded in 2.5 years.
Is his name Bob Marley?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic name.
Yeah.
Any relation or no?
No, but it's been amazing to see his growth as a photographer because the photos are just so special that he's picked up quite a few clients from my events.
That's cool. Well, let's get into cigars and conversations. You're a big cigar guy. You're a big networking guy. So you figure, why not turn this into something that can obviously help you grow your brand and help others grow their brands, but also probably make a few extra dollars on the side too. How did you start Cigars and Conversations?
I never started it for networking, right? I started it November 22. I don't post. I always use social media as a personal journal, right? Never for money or never thought anything. I always wanted my kids to be able to look back. Hey, my dad was cool.
Yeah.
Right? So I smoked cigars. The 3 young guys were like, hey, let's have a cigar. Can we connect? And I went home November 22 and I told my wife, I'm like, hey, these 3 guys want to hang out. And didn't think anything about it until February 23. She goes, hey, what'd you do for those 3 young guys? And I said, who? She goes, the young guys who asked for your help. And I said, well, I haven't done anything for them. I said, what do you want me to do? And she goes, well, remember when you were young in your business and you were asking somebody older to help? And I said, I never had to ask anybody. And she goes, well, there it is. Not everybody's life is as blessed as yours. So you need to do something for those 3 young guys. So I asked her, so what am I going to do? She goes, well, what do they want to do? I said, they want to smoke cigars. So I called all 3. They all 3 had jobs. They got off at 5 or 5:30. And I said, hey, let's smoke a cigar. Do you guys mind if I invite some of my friends? They're like, no, we'd love that. So I said, all right, I'm going to post something on Instagram. We're going to do something at the country club from 6 to 8. So you guys could all get there. I'll give you 2 hours and we're just going to hang out and chat. 45 people showed up.
Oh.
The young guys, right, who were new to social media or on social media all said, well, we need to do this again. We're going to do this. And I told them, I'm like, you're going to do it. This is it. It's just, we're one and done.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, when we're getting ready to finish, we're getting ready to leave. I'm sitting next to a friend of mine, and there was 4 of my friends at this table. And all 4 of my friends were asking my buddy, who had sold a company for $150 million, questions. And my friend, like my mentor, is smoking a cigar, just giving them nuggets. And at that moment, I realized that this had been lost coming out of COVID. A lot of these guys and girls don't know how to connect personally. I am extremely blessed that my Rolodex is
Right.
pretty big.
What it is, yeah.
It is what it is, right? And I told myself, you know what? I'm going to do it again. So it's kind of grown to 2.5, we're going on 3 years. I have had people fly in from Argentina, Baltimore, Miami, Dallas, Newport Beach, Scottsdale, Salt Lake City, just for the events.
That's fantastic.
Right? But it's always, an eclectic group.
So is this a mentorship type scenario, or is it more of a businessmen get together, shoot the shit? You don't have to talk about business. You can just talk about whatever.
No, it's more of a, I want to consider it more of a club, right? Mentorship is a part of it because you're going to have older guys who are going to give you some life lessons. It's not so much a networking event, right? It is just a good group of people that want to connect and not talk about what their job is and just have a great time, right? The biggest compliment came last year when I had 3 friends of mine ask me if they could bring their kids that were in high school or getting ready to go into college.
Okay.
I asked all 3, I said, what value, like why? Right? It was 3 within a week. I said, why do you want your kids to come watch or come? And this lady asked me, she was a single mother. She says, you guys carry yourself differently, and I can't teach that. Like, what do you mean? She goes, you know what I mean. you guys carry yourself differently, the way you interact with people, and that can't be taught. I want my son, even if he's just picking up,
Yep.
to kind of listen and to watch you guys, right? So that's been the biggest compliment to come from it.
Where did you get your business mindset, or your the thing that you talk about? Where did you get yours?
I've been blessed to have older mentors who kind of have taken me to breakfast, lunch, and dinners, and kind of said, "Hey, maybe you should try this, right? So, or maybe you should try this avenue instead of that avenue,
Yep.
right?" And I think with COVID, it really got a huge disconnect,
Yes.
right, where people were afraid to engage, didn't know how to talk, and that's why I made rules for the event, right? Like, people don't know how to interact with other people. So my first rule is don't be a dick, right? And I think when you set that stage, and that's rule one,
Yeah.
then it kind of gives everybody a little grace, right?
Sure.
Introduce yourself to somebody you don't know. Don't come to the event and hang out at the table with everybody you know,
Right.
right? Don't be a pushy salesperson, right? And you can see it where some guys are trying to get an agenda. Hey, I want this, or can we do that? And
You shut that down.
I shut that down.
Yeah.
Right. No photographs.
Good. I like that.
Right. I have the photographs. Right. I had a friend of mine early on, and he pulled me aside and he goes, "Rich, where's your photographer?" I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "These guys are coming in with their videographers and photographers and are getting better content from your event than you are." I said, "You know what? You're right. It's my party." So I brought, no photographers, right? And it's a safe space for anybody who comes, right? We had the governor of Nevada stop by once.
Wow.
Right? So, and hindsight, that evening showed me like how far, because you never look back.
What do you mean you never look back?
You never look back to see how far you've come to where you are now.
Oh, yeah. Correct. Yes.
Right? So I had 3 guys call me after the event. They called their wife or their girlfriend. They're like, "Holy shit, the governor of Nevada was here." And I'm like, "It's just Joe." They're like, No. That was the governor of Nevada. Right? So
That's pretty cool.
it's just in hindsight, right? I believe when you're chasing that dream, we don't give ourselves enough grace to look back, to pat ourselves on the back. Or I don't.
No, it's a common thing. It's
Right.
very common. It's very
Extremely
easy to
common.
forget that.
Right. So Cigars and Conversations has given me incredible life lessons, right? But to be able to open those doors up for other people, to see some young kids showed up in suits, and I'm like, "Hey, why are you guys all dressed up?" And they're like, "We used to be butlers at the Aria. So we would set these up for people. This is our first event meeting people." Right? And I'm like, "Well, do you guys have business cards?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, go introduce yourself to somebody. Don't stand here on the wall." And they're like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, you have to introduce yourself to people because that's what this is for." Right? So it's those small lessons that sometimes people aren't taught, that I teach my kids.
It's sad that the art of conversation is changing in a way that is becoming a lot more non-face-to-face. It's more, very text-heavy or digital-heavy or messaging or DMing or emailing, whatever. And it's unfortunate because I feel like the art of conversation, especially in sales or even just in business in general, is so crucial. And
Just in life.
Just in life. Absolutely.
Just in life, right? It's lost where everybody's aggressive. This is what I want. No, you start that. My son was like, "I like this girl." I said, "So what is she like?" "I don't know." Well, ask her. You build that rapport by that
Yes.
common ground, right? And that's how you do it in business. One of my political mentors told me, he goes, "You never ask a man for a favor till you've given him a gift." Well, what do you mean? If you like that person, you want to start a relationship, then you give them a gift, right? Whether it's something that they are, a sports team or a book or a subscription or a handwritten thank you for that time that he's had with you.
Right.
That small gesture is a gift that is forgotten.
Well said. one of the things that caught my attention from you is I'm a big fan of my favorite book of all time is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends, Influence People. It's a classic. Everybody knows about it. And so I appreciate the people that are able to engage with others, but not necessarily engage in a way where you're talking all about yourself. You're asking questions. You're learning about the person you're talking to, and not in a fake way. You're very authentic when you do that. How is it that you can have a conversation or meet people in an authentic way?
I think you can tell if somebody's a taker really quick because they're asking questions in a series to get information from you, right? And you can feel what's more of an interrogation than a conversation, right? And then not allowing that person to finish their train of thought before you ask that next question to get what you want. Damn. Right? And it's a lost art.
Yeah.
Right? And to have a great conversation, like a podcast, you have to have time and rapport. Don't make them rushed. Give them the opportunity to answer. Give them the opportunity to think about how they're going to answer you. Right? So many people are afraid of silence, right? And if you're going to ask a great question, give them time.
I like that about you too, is you embrace the silence. You take a little bit longer of pauses in between each thing that you say, which I appreciate. You gave me a wink. I appreciate that.
The power is in the pause.
The power of the pause. Absolutely.
The power
it
is in the pause.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any more events coming up for Cigars and Conversation?
November 13th. You guys are welcome to come, right? It's also my 52nd birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Wow. 52.
52.
What's life like in the 50s? How has life changed from 40 to 50? Because he and I both just entered our 40s.
Yep.
So we got a couple more years before we get into the 50s. But what can we expect when we get closer to that 50 mark?
Here's another lesson from a
Professor Robledo.
Here's another lesson from my mentor. He goes, Rich, you got to start to stretch more. And this was when I was in my early 40s. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, as we get older, it's not so much about the strength and the weight you push. It's more about the flexibility. I'm like, no. And now I feel it, right? Now, instead of doing weights 5 days a week, I only do weights 3 days a week. A couple of those days, I'm just stretching. Yeah. Right? The eyesight. I ordered 2 pairs of readers last week. That I'm waiting to come in right now, right? But it's also enjoying those changes. Yeah. Right? And
you embrace it?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I think getting older is a gift. And we forget that?
How do you go into how do you have that mindset without getting depressed or without getting in your feelings about that? Because I have friends, everybody that we hang out with are in our 40s or they're starting to become 40. And I feel a lot of people are open and vulnerable in saying that they're not happy with life because maybe they're not where they thought they would be in life, or maybe they're just unhappy that they're getting older. But again, you see opportunity in areas that most people see unhappiness or frustration. So let's hear this opportunity that you have.
The start of COVID, a friend of mine gave me Ryan Holiday's trilogy on Stoicism. Okay. Right? And I believe I wake up every day feeling I need to do enough during the day to deserve my sleep. Right? If I was to die tomorrow, I know today I gave it my all. I know I've given lessons to my kids to prepare them for life, right? Memento mori. You never know how long you have. I know of 40 people who have lost parents or partners this year. As young as 51, as old as 90. Wow. Right? And I don't want to have a life of regret. Right? And I think you can get to that place by did you give it your all today? Right? And so many people, like you had mentioned, a lot of people, I believe, are unhappy because they have a life of regret. I wish I could. I wish I should have. Maybe if I had tried that. They live a life of fear. Right? Like they're afraid of what they're going to look like. They're afraid to be a beginner. They're afraid to live out loud and passionately. Right? And I had a friend of mine tell me, he goes, there's only one of you. Do you out loud. Right? Be respectful, be kind, but don't worry about what others think. Right? One of my favorite quotes is, if you live for their cheers, you will die by their boos. And I told that to my 10-year-old daughter. I said, Sophia, if you worry so much about what people are going to say, you will never try 100%. So dance like you're dancing with your eyes closed, right? That's what I love about weddings.
Yeah.
Is when you see somebody relax and totally enjoying themselves, regardless of how they look or regardless of what they say, as long as it's passionate from the heart and you can see them enjoying it.
When's your book coming out? When's the book that you're writing coming out with all these words of wisdom?
I don't know, but they've all been repeated, right? Dale Carnegie,
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, right? All of these people have said it, and it's just regurgitated it.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I think about is, and this is maybe a little bit more on the dark side, is I've had friends growing up that have passed away at a much younger age. And, you know, you your 7 friends that you had that passed away in that time, like I think about how fortunate I am that I'm still here, that I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I still have loving people around me that care about me, and I love them. And the fact that I can feel that and embrace that, that helps me push aside those feelings of sadness that I'm getting older, sadness that, you know, I'm not the same as I was when I was in my teens, 20s, 30s, whatever. But, you know, I guess to each their own, whatever works. And I love your wisdom. I love that feedback that you give not only to your children, but also that you embrace yourself, which I love.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun. This was awesome. I feel good. I feel really good about this whole episode right now. I'm excited. I know people are going to want to learn more about who you are and Cigars and Conversations and the Robledo Group. How can people find you?
Rich Robledo.
Rich Robledo. Just
That's
type
it.
in Google Rich Robledo.
Google Rich Robledo. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of good stuff about me.
And remind me again, one more time, when's the next event coming up?
November 13th. Everybody that listens to this podcast is invited.
Oh, I love that. So is it BYOC, bring your own cigars?
Bring your
or-
own cigar.
Bring
The
your own
country club doesn't sell them, right? So that friend of mine that sold that company, I was buying boxes of cigars, and he goes, "Don't buy them anymore." He goes, "You have a lot of new guys smoking, and they don't appreciate what you're giving them."
Mm-hmm.
So then I started teaching people about cigars, right? So bring one for yourself and bring one that you like for somebody new.
Wow. Again.
There it is.
Nicely done.
Start with the gift before the favor.
There it is. Brian, did you learn a lot today? I want to know, what did you take away from today, Brian?
No, I did a lot. Like it's funny hearing you speak about having a life coach and things like that. I can tell some of the nuances of things that you do as you speak and as you teach. You've absorbed. I do have some coaching that I do too for myself, and it's really cool when you see it go into action and you see how it works and how it makes people feel. And I think the fact that you're in a good platform to be able to share those things is awesome.
Yeah.
Brian, you're also going through executive training right now. Give us one little tidbit of knowledge that you've been passed down that you can share with the audience here.
Well, we were just talking about this. A big focus that I do with a lot of people that I've been focusing in on is self-awareness and intention. The large separation between intention and perception is very big. You may intend to be a certain way, but how you're being perceived is very different. So you need to be self-aware of that.
Can you give us an example?
I was, speaking to someone that going through, one of their focuses of what they want to focus in leadership, and it was being inspirational. And, they're saying, hey, I think I'm really inspirational and I really focus on that. It's something I really care about. But then when you speak to the people that she's, supposed to be inspiring, it doesn't come across that way. It comes very judgmental. So I'm like, hey, you need to take a step back and don't think about, well, that's not how I meant it. It doesn't matter how you meant it. It matters how it was perceived.
Well said.
So in my office, I have a picture autographed by Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan.
Love that.
Right? And I remind myself that every player is going to require a different leader. Magic Johnson would yell at you and then slap your ass. Right? And he goes, come here, we're not going to do that. And he did that to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar his rookie year. Kareem made the mistake. Michael led by fear. And you'll see it now where he goes, I don't care. We won 5 championships. Right. So that's the reminder that
Yes.
Tom Brady, he goes, I don't talk to Edelman the way I talk to Gronk. I have to figure out what each one needs, what each one's going to take, right? When they came back from that 28 point,
28-3.
right?
Yep.
He came out and he said, he goes, and Edelman said, he goes, this will be the greatest story ever shared. Tom, they're saying you're too old. Tom, they're saying this. All we got to do is get one more. And Tom shares, he goes, once we got one touchdown, it's a whole new game. And you keep going, and then you inspire those other people to do more than what they're capable of.
That's awesome. I'm from Boston.
Ba-da-bum.
I'm from Boston, so that Super Bowl was one of the best Super Bowls ever. So anything Tom Brady related, anything
Yeah.
Larry Bird related, whatever. Actually, right behind you, I have a Patriots hat that's autographed by all the new kids on the block because they're all from Boston too. But big Tom Brady fan, huge Tom Brady fan. So anything that it comes to his leadership, his style, even Belichick,
Yeah.
like they have different ways of being a leader, but it's effective. And when you combine that with the team that meshes well, you guys are unstoppable. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, this was great, Rich. Thank you so much. Hold on, Brian, you muted the computer audio. I'm trying to play the Hey BigHead outro. We're gonna start it over again. Because Brian likes to mute my. Rich, this was awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, guys.
New episodes every week. HeyBigHead.com. Brian, do you want to say anything? Any last words?
Listen, let's hope it doesn't take a couple weeks before the next one.
You know what? I don't like that attitude. I don't appreciate
That was a positive attitude.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's leadership.
That's
Exactly.
Brian's leading me. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.